the gamut. Some of them sound like kind of campfire horror stories you're told when you're growing up, stuff like waking up in a bathtub with an organ cut out and a sign saying you have 5 hours to get to the hospital. We've of course also heard that it's used as a date rape drug. We heard one particularly chilling story where a guy was taken back to his apartment, woke up the next morning in the empty apartment, completely confused as to what happened, went down and said to his doorman, you know, why is my apartment empty? What happened? And the doorman said, well, you brought it out with 2 of your friends last night, all your stuff, you loaded it into a van. And the guy was like, why in the hell would you let me do that? And he was like, because you told me to. So that's kind of the stuff we're dealing with here. Complete elimination of free will while still acting, which is pretty much the scariest shit I can imagine.
Not just for budgeting, but for planning out your finances generally. Because your budgeting routine doesn't have to be a source of stress, and sometimes the key is just simplifying your process with the right tools. And you don't even have to take my personal endorsement for it, although I do use and love Monarch. Wall Street Journal named Monarch the best budgeting app, and it was named the best mint replacement by Forbes. I agree. And even better, there's no ads, no selling your financial data to third parties, no premium-only upsells, just a clean, secure app that makes managing money feel way less overwhelming and actually kind of fun. And just in time for wedding season with Monarch for Couples, you and your partner can create a shared view of your finances, track progress together, and make your money dates a breeze. Join over 1 million other Monarch users by heading to monarchmoney.com or the link in our description box and get 50% off your annual plan with code TFD. So today we're here to talk about bridal showers and bachelorettes. Did you have bridesmaids?
I did.
Yeah.
I had 4 bridesmaids.
Mm-hmm.
My sister, my best
and then used her lies to live the high life on their money. Anna copped 3 years in jail for her scamming, but remains unrepentant about what she did. She says there's nothing wrong with making it by faking it.
NYCC,
In New York City,
What you gonna do about it?
arguably the loudmouth capital of the world, oodles of audacity and shameless self-confidence are prerequisites for success.
New York, that's the place to be.
But Anna Sorokin, who, as you're about to see, has more front than Bloomingdale's, has taken that belief to a whole different level.
I don't care what you think of me. I don't need your approval. I don't need to impress you.
There's no nice way to say it, but the petite 30-year-old Anna is a big
right then and there. He honestly thought that she probably would need a ride back. I mean, no taxi was going to stop in the middle of the park for her to get onto the taxi. It's near the river at 3 a.m. I think nothing good can happen to a young girl roaming around looking for a ride at this time. So he's smoking it up and he looks up. It's been about, 15, 20 minutes? And there she is again. And he's just watching her as she walks out of the park towards him, and her suitcase looks very light all of a sudden. Because, earlier it was dragging on the wheels. It was kind of forcing her body to lean a little bit forward to pull it. And now it's practically flying around as she's moving it about. The girl asked him for a ride back. The whole energy seemed strange. It seemed like she didn't even notice that it was the same taxi driver. And he kept glancing at her in the rearview mirror as he drove her to her destination. Something in his gut told him, this isn't right.
Of my life back then. And even though I still believe fashion can be such a wonderful creative outlet, my understanding of fashion has deepened, and I feel like my engagement with it is less superficial than it was before. Also crazy to think that this all happened within a year and a half. Anyways, today I want to interrogate what it means to have personal style. This video is definitely more personal than my previous ones because personal style is such an important part of my life, and many of the things I'm imparting are personal realizations, though of course I'm backing it up with some research and providing other anecdotes so that you're not just witnessing a single person spiral. You know what, let's just get into it. Let's get into it. I've been a Squarespace user for so long now because I do think it's the best and easiest platform to build both a functional and aesthetic website. There's so many tools and templates and customizations. The world is really your oyster.
According to newspaper reports, was enough to feed nearly 1,000 working-class families for a full year. Defenders noted that the ball stood to benefit the entire city. Critics begged to differ. With all the people, warned one minister, who have to lie awake nights contriving to spend their time and their money, and all the others who lie awake wondering how they may get food, there is danger in the air.
It was a fractious time in which a sense of desperation amidst growing wealth was emerging.
Increasingly, workers begin to say, if I, as a member of this society, lack the ability to pay my bills and to feed my family, then I am not a free citizen of a healthy republic. I'm something
really running the gamut. Some of them sound like kind of campfire horror stories you're told when you're growing up, stuff like waking up in a bathtub with an organ cut out and a sign saying you have 5 hours to get to the hospital. We've of course also heard that it's used as a date rape drug. We heard one particularly chilling story where a guy was taken back to his apartment, woke up the next morning in the empty apartment, completely confused as to what happened, went down and said to his doorman, you know, why is my apartment empty? What happened? And the doorman said, well, you brought it out with 2 of your friends last night, all your stuff, you loaded it into a van. And the guy was like, why in the hell would you let me do that? And he was like, because you told me to. So that's kind of the stuff we're dealing with here. Complete elimination of free will while still acting, which is pretty much the scariest shit I can imagine.
The goddamn thing.
He's a madman.
He is a workhorse. He's a machine. And I really don't think the UFC happens if there's no Dana White. And this got me thinking. There are some companies that I will call inevitable. An inevitable company is one whose time has just come. So, you know, YouTube today is a giant company, but YouTube's time had come. Like, if it wasn't YouTube, if Chad and Steve had not created YouTube, somebody else would have created the equivalent of YouTube. Like, the idea of hosting video online was going to happen. It was happening. Somebody was going to win that space. That's an inevitable idea. The momentum of internet speeds going up and being fast enough where you can now upload and download videos was going to a point where video became, and it was an obvious thing. We had Flickr for photos. We were going to have a version of that for videos. I would say that Google was an inevitable idea. The more popular the internet got, people already needed search engines and portals. Google